Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the video. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. Today, we're going to be looking at possibilities of plays for game week 13 and also looking at a specific player that has hit a bit of a bad form at the moment. And is this player worth keeping or selling? And it's actually quite interesting I'm doing this video because at this current moment, that player is actually the top transfer out this week. Quite a lot of people have actually got to him. So we're actually going to, first of all, jump into the top players that people have picked for this weekend. So here we go. Well, big movements. Okay, two forwards coming in, one cheap forward as well. Very interesting. Even like Saka and Salah were up there. Pedro is getting a lot of hits as well. And Nicholas Jackson, Chelsea do have a good running. Even James Maddison. But there's this Gabriel that's got a little bit of a mark on him. He should probably play against Forest. But we'll see. Yeah, it's quite interesting how people go, even like someone like Neto with Wolves doing quite well at the moment. But if we have a look at Wolves' fixtures, well, that's why a lot of people are picking the two Wolves players. It could be a very interesting few weeks for Wolves, should we say. Same for like Palmer. We've talked about it over the last few weeks. Yes, they've got Villa coming up, but then they've got Southampton, Spurs, Brentford could be a bit tricky. But then after that, not until mid-January, they could have a tricky fixture. And even against Spurs, I think they can still do Spurs. So that could be very, very interesting for you guys out there. But if we do have a look at this weekend's fixtures, Wolves have got so let's go in order. Brighton, Southampton. Well, yep, you can have your good Welbeck and I forgot the other one. Gonna do my head in now. Who is that Brentford Brighton player? Pedro. There we go. Joel Pedro. There we go. I had to remember that. Yeah. Then you got Southampton. Okay, they've a bit of a bad run at the moment. So Brentford, Leicester. Well, Weze and Mbumba. Well, depending on if they're going to start or not. Palace. Well, Newcastle not doing really well at the moment. Bit of a bad form. Forest, they did lose to Arsenal. They've got Ipswich, so it could be an interesting fixture, I think. That one. Wolves, Bournemouth, both teams you can have good players in it, but as you can see, Wolves do have a good running coming up. West Ham, Arsenal. Well, West Ham did have a surprise victory against Newcastle on Monday night. Then Arsenal, but they played Tuesday night and they did really well in Sporting in the Champions League. So that was quite good. And then we've got Chelsea and Villa. Well, Villa were unlucky in the Champions League, drawing 0-0. Almost got a winner. Chelsea haven't played yet in their European fixture match. So that'd be interesting to see how they get on in that one. And I think even someone like United, Spurs, who have still got their European fixtures to be played before I'm doing this video, or actually why this video starts going live, they will be playing. And then obviously got Liverpool, did really well against Real Madrid. City, well, they were 3-0 up, and, well, they made history by the first team being 3-0 up after 75 minutes and drawing 3-all. So, yeah, City are not doing a good well. So I think Liverpool players could be a good option. Now, we're going to talk about this Man City player. And that Man City player is, of course, Erling Haaland. At one point, Erling Haaland was at, I think, 70% of people. Well, a lot of people getting rid of him. And it's quite interesting. And I think one of the reasons why they're getting rid of him is that £15 million price tag. And that £15 million price tag, you can spend elsewhere. So if we just go and have a look at, we'll go total points, and we'll go with our forwards. Yes, Erling Haaland has got the top points, okay? But if you look at second place, fourth place, and fifth place, well, what's that? 12.6. That's 19.6 million, and you're getting your 3 lots of forwards out there. And those forwards, well, you're talking almost 200 points. Well, probably is 200 points between those 3 forwards. And I think that is where you guys got to probably look at. Now, could you go a little bit cheaper? Maybe. And I think that could be a little bit of a assessment. But for me, I would literally have probably 1, 2, 3 at this present moment. These three players. Well, that's over 200. Was that 220 odd points between these 3 players? Let's just double check that. What we got? We got 75 plus 72 plus 69. 216 points for those 3 players. And those 3 players just alone have got you at 21.6 million. Now, if you even went for the 2 cheapest forwards, you're talking about 24 million if you had Erling Haaland in. That means there you're saving a lot of money from Erling Haaland. And those other £4.4 million or £4 million, they're not getting those points. So for me personally, I think it is time to almost get rid of Erling Haaland. But they do have an interesting run. But for me personally, I think I may have to get rid of Erling Haaland and potentially have someone else that you could back up with. Now, you could potentially get someone like Nicholas Jackson, get a better midfielder, maybe even get a better defender. So I think that's where people out there have got to look at. Now, if Erling Haaland does suddenly go on a massive, massive rampage, I think so. But I think this is where you want Erling Haaland back in your team. Here. Yeah. I think that from that onwards, you got to try and look about getting Erling Haaland back into your team. Now, can it happen? Yes. Do you have to be savvy about it? Potentially. So I think everyone out there is going to look at who's got what. But now, if again you look those top transfers out, he is far, far, far the highest transfer out. If you look at the top transfers in, well, you don't even hit 15 million between these 2. So that's where you guys can look at. Even like you could probably potentially go 1, 2, and Pedro. There's 3 transfers. Well, yeah, 1 transfer there, 2, and then 3. So could it help you? yeah, you may have to take a 4-point hit. But also at the moment, look at Mo Salah, 120 points. For me personally, I would have to keep, I'll have to have Salah in my team no matter what at the moment, unless he gets injured. And yeah, I think for me personally, and I'm going to show you my team at the moment. It has not been changed, but I do have my worries about my 3 defenders. So I have to think about, what do I do? Now, me personally, I think I have to get, I'm going to probably have to put him in for Lewis Dunk. I know they're playing against Chelsea, and then probably potentially have probably get rid of Erling Haaland, and then probably someone like Rodgers or Gordon or even Kouyaté. Probably Kouyaté, because I know he was out he limped off in his Champions League game. So I think that's what I may have to look at. Probably bringing Weze on instead of one of the players. Probably having Flecken on instead of Martinez. So they're the things I think me personally, I have to look at. But at this present moment, this is my team. But I am looking probably to change that team. I may even go with, get rid of Erling Haaland, put in Chabrier. I can't remember how to pronounce that name. And potentially have that extra money to get rid of Rodgers and maybe have Saka in my team. So that could be another option out there. And I think, and here it is Erling Haaland worth that £15.1 million? Well, at the moment it's 15.2. But he was at 15.4, so he's dropping value. Where at this present moment, Mo Salah is up in that game, £13 million. So yeah, so for me, is Erling Haaland worth that £15 million? Is Mo Salah worth that £13 million? We'll have to wait and find out. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. And if you still want to join my league, the code is going to be up here, or there'll be a link down in the description. For now, thank you for watching. Good luck for this weekend. See you on the next one. Goodbye from now.